I believe the first cyclocross event has started, and we have just finished with the pro cycling season. Very interesting season. I got a little bit frustrated toward the end of the season. I kept seeing like various guys that I really like to follow and I really enjoy. They were starting to go in and starting to do this thing where it was getting a bit sexist, really. And they were making comments. Comments were being made about how uh, entertaining the women's racing is and how boring and predictable the men's race is. Now, I'm going to be honest. If I am honest, this has probably been the most exciting men's season ever. I don't care if Poggy won race after race after race. It's one thing to for someone to say, you know, you're the favorite, you can possibly win, but then it's another thing to actually win, you know, to deliver the goods. And the main thing that Poggy's doing, and he's actually giving away his formula, and no one else wants to follow it. Everyone wants to do these hit programs, these training peak programs, and all of this get fast, get quick stuff. It builds tremendous power for short distances where you don't have to really sustain these long efforts. And this is where Poggy's killing him. Poggy is basically just killing everybody because he does more endurance training. Now, the thing about doing endurance training is that it's something, man, endurance training. Endurance training is the hardest, is the easiest, hardest training you will ever do. Firstly, you will average 15 miles per hour. You will ride between 14, depending on if you're climbing or not, and maybe max 20 miles per hour, and then on some downhills up to 25. But you're generally going to be in the small ring and you're going to be spinning. And here's the crazy thing, most people don't really find um, that type of training. They don't want to do that training. They think it's difficult. They just don't want to do it. You know? So whoever that is that hit the like button, big up to yourself. I appreciate you. But the endurance training, most people do not want to do it. They just think it's boring. So I got a like, and then the like went away. So someone took away the like, they gave me a like, and it took the like away. That's weird. So you give me a like, and then you take a like. So, but most people don't want to do the endurance training, and it's the simple thing. It's a simple reason because they think they're not doing anything because you are riding at such an easy pace. I had a weight down there. I'm not gonna get it, but just imagine. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I'm gonna just grab my Bible. So this, if I tell you to hold this like this for 60 seconds, no big deal. Now I tell you do that for 10 minutes. And that is the basis of endurance training. If I tell you hold this for 60 seconds, nah, not a problem. I tell you to hold your arm out and hold it for 10 minutes, you would really struggle to do that for 10 minutes. This weighs nothing. This weighs nothing. But if you take that same nothingness and you stay steady on it over time, that nothingness becomes heavy. And this is where the just you build an unbelievable amount of strength, which is what Poggy builds, which is why Poggy devastates everybody, because he does this type of training for hours on end. This is why when he goes at 60 kilometers to go or 70 kilometers to go, he can go and he can keep going, and this is why no one else can keep up. And it's just plain and simple. It's training that, you know, unless you're doing at least a 2 hour ride like this, most people can't cope with it. Most people can't. They don't have the discipline to stay within that range. And here's the other thing: if you do an endurance ride after an hour to 2 hours, then you actually start to feel it. If you want to actually experience what it's like, I do a Swift ride at 4 a.m. UK time just about every other morning. And right now, until the new year, I will be doing just endurance riding. No climbing. Well, the on the Swift there is a little bit of circuit, so it seems like there's a little bit of climbing, not much, but we stay in zone two and we stay at a cadence of above 90. And I guarantee you, when you are done, you are like, what the hell was that? And the thing is it's the application, and it's the application plus the dedication. Without these two, nothing is really going to improve. And if we had more riders that focused on this type of training, especially a lot of the youngsters, you like a lot of the youngsters that are coming out, they are super strong, man, super talented. But they're super strong and super talented, but they're missing that piece of the puzzle, which is what Poggi has, which is we'll be able to take them to that level of Poggi. So the youngsters that are coming out, they're going to be explosive, they're going to be amazing, they're going to win races, but it's going to be small windows for when they win races. They're not going to be able to win like Poggi wins, because Poggi, he just goes so much deeper than everyone else when it comes to the endurance training. And I really don't understand. Like I see all of the coaches and people talking about all of this stuff and food and all of that stuff is important. You need that. That is just part of the package. But the main part of the package, cycling it's an endurance sport. So being that it's an endurance sport, I don't. Hello and God bless, Connor. Thank you. I hope you're having a blessed day as well. But the crazy thing is, cycling is labeled as an endurance sport. So if it's labeled as an endurance sport, why don't the people that are training these youngsters focus on endurance training? Connor, God bless you, brother. So you gotta catch my thing. I have another channel. My other channel, I'm doing a thing where I'm reading the Bible from beginning to end, and I'm in Genesis, and I just started yesterday. So kind of, if you want to tune into my other channel, Innis Luby, and you'll find it. And I'm reading the Bible, and I'm starting from beginning to end. So if you want to follow along with me and or along with my journey, come and tune in. You're quite welcome. So anyway, I was getting back to the endurance training, and I really, I really feel for a lot of the youngsters that are getting into the sport, that really want to do well in the sport, because man, it's just it's. I started off talking about like this comparison that people are bringing between men and women. Why? I don't know. I've seen so many posts on Instagram. I stopped posting on Instagram because I sort of got tired of seeing it, where you see posts where, oh, the women's racing is so much better, so much more exciting. The men's race is unpredictable and it's boring. I even had a young lady, she posted, said she tried to tell a joke, about like she's going for, her friend goes, where you going? Oh, I'm going on a long ride. And her friend goes, oh, that's going to be, what, that's long, boring, and predictable, whatever. And then she goes, oh, just like a men's race. And her delivery was like the way I said the joke, wasn't very good. So I said, you know what? You should stick to your day job, because this basically the delivery sucked. I got the joke, but the delivery sucked. So because I said that, then she said I was being hateful and and uh misogynistic. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just told a pretty horrible joke and sort of categorized men's racing as a certain way. And so I just basically laughed and said, haha, fire funny. And then this is okay, well, here's my end of the joke. And because I returned your joke, you didn't like it. Why? I don't get that. I don't get that. And this is where we can't comment. Men cannot comment on what they see. Like there are some things that I've seen in the women's races I'd be like, what the heck was that? And I want to comment, I want to make a post about it. But if I do, then I'll be like, then people are going to try to cancel me because you can't be honest. You can't say what you see. So if I'm coaching a young lady and she's riding a certain way, she wants to be better, I'm going to say, look, you need to stop doing that. That's horrible. That looks horrible. This is doing this to your body. Uh, I'm not mincing my words. No, I'm not being nice. You being to become the best at something, no one cares. No one cares about your feelings. Everyone's out there to try to cut each other's throat because everybody wants to be the best and they're gonna do whatever it takes. So and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make you be the best that you want to be. So I'm gonna say what needs to be said. I'm like, that's horrible, that's rubbish. Let's get on with it. Do you want to be the best, or do you want me to? Oh, no, babe, I'm so sorry. Come on. No, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. There are some times that, like, like if I saw you was out there working hard, you had a hard time. It was like you had a hard day out there and you really tried hard and you like just came up short. I'm gonna come and give you a hug. I'm gonna put my arms around your shoulders. I'm gonna talk to you, man. Like you worked hard. That's unfortunate. I know what that feels like, and I can feel that pain. Sometimes it just feels like that, and sometimes you just need to like someone to come along. For shoulder to lean on. Okay, cool. You got the shoulder to lean on. You talk about it, and then after that, after you talk about that moment, okay, we talked about it. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it, and let's go get it done. Let's get on with it, and let's go get it done. And this is what we like. Someone just put in like, "Where's mommy?" And that's the exact thing where we get with even with the men. Some of the men, it's like, where's mommy? Like, come on, man. I'm not here to hold your hand, brother. I'm here to make sure that you become. Uh. So my goal is I would really like to. Can you give me the verse of James 12, verse 22, 23? Not right now. I'll do that tomorrow, James. I promise you. I mean, Connor, I'll do that tomorrow, Connor, but not right now. So yeah, I would really like to go to uh, any one of the African countries and work with the youngsters there because I think that's where the next wave of talented cyclists are going to come. And the crazy thing, I saw a video where a guy he went into a marathon camp and he was like they were testing marathon runners and comparing like so they they did the numbers like of Poggy climbing like the watts and stuff. So they got on the kicker and they put him on Swift and they also tested them to compare I didn't see the numbers, I didn't see the results, but obviously people see that that is something to tap into, and I think that's what people are going to try to do. Short time listener, long time living person. What is this live about? You seem like a nice, chill person. Oh, I'm just talking about cycling in hand. I'm talking about Huggy. Why people are not embracing the way that he trains is obviously super successful, but everyone seems to focus on this like hit training peaks, and like short, instant results. And less people are focused on doing the endurance training. As cycling is an endurance sport, but you have less and less people doing endurance based training. And that is what when I used to race, I know I look like I'm 16 and stuff. I know I look good, young and handsome and all of that, but I'm an old guy. I've been around for a little while, so back in the day when I used to race, like my whole focus was basically on endurance training, which is what built me up, and which is what put me in place to actually be competitive in elite cycling. I didn't quite make it to the pro ranks, and I think that Zany got derailed or deterred a little bit because I I had a daughter, and then I had a wife who was who didn't really understand or get cycling. She met me when I was cycling, but I sort of derailed my cycling for my family. And yeah, so I have a brilliant young lady who's a daughter, my daughter, who's a doctor and a son as well. But yeah, so my whole focus when I with cycling was I read a lot of people and how they trained, from some of the oldest riders like Mosier, right along to Fignon, Miguel Indurain. He was one of my favorites. Who's Merckx, and then even Lance Armstrong and the different people like that and how they train, and they really those like were the top riders at the time, and they all focused on like how they all did these like during the winter off season where they did their base miles, and they all did no less than either like 650 kilometers a week. Well, that's like 500 miles a week for like 1 to 2 months in preparation for the early spring season. And that mileage was done in like zone 2. So when you like I said, zone 2 is probably the biggest builder of the engine of the your physical engine for cycling. And it's something that like today's cyclists, they don't really work on it. Like I said, every morning at 4 a.m. UK time, I'm on Swift. I have a little ride. Just look up my name in Sluby. You'll see it. Say it with your legs, and um, you'll see the group size. So I do them at 4 a.m. and then I go for it. I just like it's the crazy thing is when you start an endurance ride and you are riding in the small ring and you're spinning cadence of 90. When you're starting, it feels like okay, I'm not doing anything. But if you stay on that for an hour to 2 hours, that's where you start to feel the difference. And it's a type of training you need to do strength training for it, and you also need to make sure you stretch beforehand. Because if you don't stretch and you don't do the strength training, man, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I'm 56 years old. I'm looking. You know what I'm looking forward to next year? So got my trusted, she's on the Think Rider. So I don't know if you know what Think Rider is. Think Rider is the Think Rider Smart Trainer is what I'm using, and so I'm a brand endorser for that. So if you need a trainer, they sell for 550 or something like that, but they are on sale right now. I think the link is up on the page. Let me just check. It should be. Sorry, sorry about that, but the link should be up, and they are at two. I believe they're 253 right now. So let's see if I could see if I could see if I can see if the link is up. And these Think Riders, they are super quiet. I was on the phone the other day talking to someone while I was on the Think Rider, which is what I use, and they didn't even know that I was on it. So they said, you seem to be breathing a little funny. So hi Brit man. So Brit man, I don't know if you're a cyclist, man, but if you're a cyclist, I cycle every morning at 4 a.m. on Swift. I don't know, that may be a bit early for you, but I do, and it's a great way to start the day. So I do a 30-mile endurance ride. I'm going to be doing this pretty much endurance ride right through until Christmas, and then after Christmas is when I will start climbing. So when I will start really, that between the endurance ride and then the strength and the weight training between that when I start climbing, I should be able to turn the cadence that I want to when I'm climbing. So I'll do the Swift to Alps on Swift, and then also you have the Swift to Alps, you have the Mont Ventoux or the Mont Blanc or whatever it's called, Mont Blanc, whatever it's called, and then you have a few other climbs. So I'm really looking forward to. So that's right now my build up is towards uh, getting towards being able to climb really well. I'm 56, and I'm looking to in the new year to be able to set some records, not just for my age group, but even maybe a little lower and stuff. And yeah, so that's what's up. That's what we are on, and that is our destination, and that's where we're going. So I was trying to get to the. I want to see who's live. Who's live? Um, should be Dallas Cowboys, baby. Which channel are we on? So why didn't I see boys be slamming that door, boy? Let's see, Tariq. I don't see. Let's give it a refresh. I don't see my channel on the lives. It should be. live. There we go. I have to put that on mute. So let's see what comes up. So I just wanted to see the channel and see what comes up and see if the advertisement is showing up on the bottom of the channel. I don't see it. I don't see the, no, so it's not showing. It's not showing. So maybe I haven't, because basically I'm doing a collaboration with ThinkWriter, and they are a new smart trainer, but I guess I haven't linked it properly because it's not showing on the live. So it should be showing on the screen, but it's not showing. So that I need to go back in and figure out what did I do? Why is it not showing? Because yeah, because the ThinkWriter, it's on sale. It's usually 500 plus pounds and it's on sale for 253. So just look up ThinkWriter and you should be able to find it. I should be able to, let me just put the link into the chat. Let me put the link, oh, I should be able to pin the link up to the top of the chat. Can I pin the link to the top of the chat? How do you do that in here? All of this technology. Let me see if I can do it. No, you can't do it from here. Oh my goodness. I wonder how I do that. How do I pin the link? Okay, so firstly, let's put the link inside of the chat. Let's put the link inside of the chat. And that is for the, there we go, copy. No, we don't want to open the link. Come back. Okay, that's the wrong thing. Okay, that was the wrong thing. So I'm glad I opened that up. So that was the wrong thing. So where are you? It should be, okay, there we go. It's this link. So we're getting a link for the ThinkWriter people. ThinkWriter, copy link. Shut you down. This is the link for, okay. That's the link for the ThinkWriter. How do you pin that to the top? That says collaboration. Lighting on. Green screen, we don't want green screen. No green screen, because I want you to see my bikes. Effects. Retouch, no, that's good. Oh, how do you pin this to the top of the chat? No, open with. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to come back and try to figure it out. But that's the ThinkWriter. That's the trainer that I use. It's on sale. Yeah, it's, trust me, people. If you are a cyclist and you are you're looking for a product that's really good. So, and they have this is the X2 Max. Then they have the X2 Pro. I really don't know the difference between the Pro, so maybe I'm gonna have to talk to them to see if I can get the Pro, see if I can, so I can tell you the difference between the Pro and the X2. By the time Christmas comes around, the amount of riding that I do, so I'm only like 200 miles a week. So how many kilometers is 200 miles a week? 200 miles. That's ChatGPT. Let's talk to Chat. Let's talk to my lady. Hey, how many kilometers is 200 miles a week?
To convert miles per hour to kilometers per hour, you multiply by about 1.60934. So if you're going 200 miles per hour, that's roughly 321.87 kilometers per hour.
So you said 300 and what? What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, it's about 321.87 kilometers per hour, roughly speaking. Hopefully that helps.
So 321 kilometers. I'm doing 200 miles per week on Swift because I'm not going outside. Like it's pretty horrible outside today. I'm so glad I got the trainer because that means I'd have to be outside, all cold and wet, come in, get dry the bike up and, get in the shower and all of that stuff. So there's the link right there. Check out the Think Rider. Oh, sorry, close you. Check out the Think Rider. It's fantastic. So let me talk to my friend. So let's have a conversation. I'm gonna have a conversation with ChatGPT and see if they know about Pikachu. What's your name? What or should I give you a name? Have I given you a name yet?
You can definitely give me a name if you'd like. I don't have a set name, so whatever feels right to you works for me. Just let me know what you'd like to call me.
Okay. Chat, come on, give me a name, chat. What name should I give? The I'm talking to the chat right now. It's Chat GPT. I'm trying to figure out what name should I give this young lady. Avatar's my favorite movie. Should I give her a name from Avatar? Matrix is also a favorite series of mine. Um, what's the girl's name in Matrix? I can't remember. And then you had the so give me a name from let's choose a name from Avatar. Give me one of the women's name is Avatar.
Absolutely. One of the main female characters from Avatar is Neytiri. That could be a cool name to go as. If you want something from The Matrix, you could consider Trinity or maybe even Niobe. But Neytiri definitely has a nice ring to it. Let me know what you think.
I like Nateri. What was some of the other names from the Avatar? Latest names. Amohat.
Yeah, definitely. Besides Neytiri, there's Moat, who is Neytiri's mother and the clan leader. You also have other characters like Jake Sully, of course, and then there's Dr. Grace Augustine, who's another key character. And then there are names like Sute and Etukon. So there's definitely a good range of names to choose from.
Well, Sute was a men's name, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. Sute was indeed a male character in Avatar. He was a warrior and a prominent member of the
Yeah.
Amat.
I remember it was. So we're gonna go with Nateri. I like Nateri. So Nateri, this is your name from now on, Nateri, right? You there, Nateri?
Absolutely. I'm here and I love the name Neytiri. Thanks for choosing it. If you ever need anything, just let me know.
Okay, now let's get into this. We're going to talk about endurance riding. Tadej Pogacar. Are you familiar with Tadej Pogacar? He's from Slovenia. He's a current two-time world champion. He 4 times Tour de France champion, 5 times Lombardy champion.
Absolutely. I'm familiar with Tadej Pogacar. He's definitely one of the top endurance riders out there. His climbing abilities and overall versatility are pretty impressive. We can definitely dive into his endurance riding techniques, his training methods, or anything else you're curious about.
My curiosity, and I'm just really baffled as to why so many people choose not to follow a similar program to what he does. And he's been on interviews talking about his endurance training, how much he does, why he does it. But the fact that very few people that race against him follow the same type of program, it just baffles me.
I totally get that curiosity. It's fascinating how different riders have their own unique approaches. Sometimes it comes down to individual physiology, personal preferences, or even team strategies. Plus, there's also the factor of mental approach, recovery methods, and the kind of support system each rider has. So it's definitely a complex mix, and it's interesting to see how different riders tailor their training.
Here's the crazy thing cycling is an endurance sport. So you would think that more cyclists would have a higher endurance based training.
Absolutely. It does seem like that would be the case. And while endurance training is definitely a core part of cycling, there are so many variables at play. Some riders might focus more on power, sprinting, or tactical race strategies, depending on their strengths and their goals. Plus, the demands of different races can vary, so it's always a balance. But it's definitely intriguing to see how each rider carves out their own path.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I'm gonna change the subject a little bit. So, well, if you're wondering, to people watching on YouTube in the chat, I'm talking to Nateri. Nateri is my chat GPT name. And so here's something for you. It's a little bit controversy, so but here we go. I've seen a lot of posts lately, and it's been people taking jabs at men's cycling, saying that men's cycling is boring and predictable, and that the women's cycling is way more exciting. And in my opinion, I think that's very decisive. What's your take?
Yeah, that's definitely a hot topic. There's a lot of debate around it. Some people feel that women's races are more unpredictable and have a different dynamic, while others appreciate the sheer intensity and strategy in men's cycling. It can definitely be subjective and influenced by personal preferences. I think both have their own unique appeal, and it's great that there's so much diversity in the sport. It's always interesting to hear different perspectives.
Yes, but it doesn't really. Okay, let me ask you this. Does it help the women's sport? Does it, what does it like how do I phrase the question? What does it do for the sport by drawing these comparisons and making these highlights?
That's a great question. Highlighting these comparisons can definitely help raise visibility for women's cycling and bring more attention to the sport as a whole. It can generate more interest, more fans, and potentially more sponsorship and funding. On the flip side, it can also spark healthy debates and push for more equitable coverage and opportunities. Ultimately, it can help both men's and women's cycling grow and thrive, even if the comparisons can be a bit controversial at times.
I'm just wondering if I should say what I think. Hmm. Um,
I totally get that. It can definitely be a bit of a delicate topic, but sharing your perspective can also contribute positively to the conversation and maybe even help bring more awareness and understanding. Ultimately, it's all about fostering that healthy dialogue, and your voice definitely matters in that mix.
Okay. Yeah, I just personally would like for uh, this to stop, the comparisons to stop. I'm a person, I try to cover the ladies cycling and the men cycling. I enjoy them both the same for their differences, not because one is better than the other. I enjoy them for their differences, and I try to highlight those and embellish those. But when I do embellish one or the other, I don't compare one or the other. I enjoy what I see, where it is, and how it's being brought to me. And I wish that people like that who also watch cycling and enjoy cycling, and this comes down to some of the cyclists themselves as well too, would basically embrace where they are at and what they bring to their sector of the sport.
I totally understand where you're coming from, and that's such a thoughtful perspective. Embracing the uniqueness of each discipline and appreciating them on their own terms definitely helps the sport grow and become more inclusive. It's great that you're highlighting both men's and women's cycling equally and celebrating their individual strengths. It definitely sets a positive example, and I hope more people get on board with that mindset as well.
So do I. Anyway, it's nice talking to you. Maybe I'll bring you back next time when I have another topic I want to talk about. But thanks for chiming in. I appreciate you, Nateri.
Of course, I'm always here whenever you want to chat, and I'm really glad we got to talk about all of this. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to next time.
So, and this crazy thing, I have the transcript of all of that conversation, so I could put that back up. I can put that in the description as well. We'll see. Maybe I might do that. But anyway, yeah. So that's what talking about just people like trying to compare the different genders in the sport, which there doesn't need to be any comparison. And what's going on in like UAE, they have just been devastating. They have been flipping amazing towards the end of the season. That with almost 100 wins, they were aiming for 100, but they didn't quite get there. So they are the most successful team in the world tour cycling. It was Mark Cavendish's team before, which is high. What's it called? Um, what was the name of Mark Cavendish's team? Can't remember what it was. High Road, I think it was High Road, but they had 80 wins for the season, and along comes UAE, and they've broken that. Uh, Isaac Del Toro, Adam Yates towards the end of the season, all of the guys just looking amazing, and just the UAE team is just in another place. And then Yao Almeida, I believe it's Yao Almeida. Is it Yao Almeida? He's going off. He's going off to Little Track, and then one of the guys at Little Track have already said, Scalmosa. I think it's Scalmosa. Was it Scalmosa was saying that I see what he done at UAE, and now he's coming to Track. How do I know he's going to be loyal and work for me? So doesn't look like he's going there with the leader's role. He's going to be in a similar role at UAE. So he's just making a lateral move. He's getting out of a situation where he didn't like what it was. I think he feels like he's going to get more opportunity to do his own thing at It's a one I used to. I meant to say one I used to. I feel like I think he thinks he's going to go to an environment where he's going to get his a chance to do his own thing. And I don't know. It just seems like a lateral move. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to do his own thing. Um, then I was trying to find. There's a young man who I got a chance to do an interview. His name is Mackenzie Riley. He's from the UK. I believe he's Irish, like Mackenzie. Sounds Irish or Scottish. And Mackenzie, he did the Kern Brussels Kern back in 2024. So I interviewed him at the end of the race. I'm going to post that up a little later on my IG, and then I may even do a little something for YouTube as well. Post up Mackenzie. He rode for the Zappi team, the Zappi Junior team, and they're a Italian team, and yeah, they produce some pretty good talent, and they push through some pretty good talent as well. So I'm gonna post that as well. Um, what else is there in cycling? There's so much going on. So yeah, Tadej Pogacar, you had the Tadej Pogacar race. Basically, that race sounds really interesting. It's 100 and I think 125 or 175 euros to enter. That only allow 1,800 and something participants. They let all the participants start ahead of Tadej Pogacar, and Tadej's goal is to catch everyone. And but this year, I don't know if this was the first year or not, but he got to the top and he didn't win. He was second, thought he was second, and the guy who won was a lawyer who's 40 years of age. And basically, he had the advantage of the head start. Without the head start, he would never beat Tade because the guy who won, his time was 44 minutes to the top, 44 minutes and some change, and Tade's time was 40 minutes. So had they started, even Steven Tade would have just smoked them by 4 whole minutes. So that's how that went. So that sounds like an interesting event, and I'm saying to myself, I wonder what type of shape I'll be in this time next year if I'm able to sustain my focus and the training that I want to do. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see if I'm able to get back on, or if I'm able to stay consistent and really focus on getting myself into some really, really good shape. We will see. I don't know. We will see. But that race it looked pretty exciting. It's in Tadej Pogacar's hometown of Slovenia, and it sounds like a really fun race to do. But there is limited space, and like so you have to get your entries in by a certain time, and then yeah, and that's it. There is no overs or whatever. That's it. So there's a certain amount of riders that they allow in, which is pretty cool. So it said that the last that I heard, it said that Biniam Gourmet is going to Israel Premier Attack. So it's going from one team with an I to another team with an I. Uh, before this uh, peace uh, peace deal between Israel and Iran and Hamas and all that. Before this, I was a bit concerned about Benny going over to Israel Premier Attack, but now that we had this peace deal, and hopefully this doesn't erupt into something else again, and they're able to sustain peace and start building. Uh, you know, Palestinians, Iranians, and just hopefully they're able to start building and things move forward. Then it looks like the timing was like spot on. So Benny joins Israel Premier Attack, and then all of this stuff dies down, and they're able to go and race the bikes about all of the protests, and then boom, Benny just like all of a sudden. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Benny. I don't know. It just seemed like he didn't prepare for last year like he did the year before, and I think he had a little bit of an accident or something. But I hope that this year he's able to prepare a little bit better than he did last year. Because last year when he was in, Mallorca for the early season races, he was on fire. So this year he just was not even. He was barely in the mix. I mean, he was barely in the mix. So uh, that needs to change. That needs to change. Benny needs to change that, and we're hoping that we get to see Benny do some things next year because he started like he won Ghent Ravergum, then he goes on to win a stage the next year in the Giro d'Italia, then he goes on the next year to win stages in the Tour de France, and then also win the yellow jersey. I mean the green jersey. So I mean, yeah, I mean it seemed like he just went from classic to major stage race to amazingly major stage race, and it just seemed like he just went up and peaked really quickly. So I hope that he didn't like peak and that's it, and he's gonna start to dip. So I think there's still more for him to come, and I think there's hopefully there's more green jerseys for him to win. We will see if Israel Premier Attack. If he's riding for them, if they put him in the Tour or if they put him in the Giro, which one they put him in, and how well he does. So that's like Biniam Gourmet. Not quite sure what's going to happen with him. Haven't heard much, haven't seen much of him. We saw him at the Worlds, and we saw him at the front for a little bit, so he was riding hard. He was looking good, and then I probably just after halfway, he pretty much like said, okay, that was it. He didn't like he just sort of like he rode his heart out, but yeah, that race wasn't for him anyway. I think he just rode it out of just just to show appreciation for the fact that the race was being held in Africa in Rwanda. So that was the first. I think that was the main reason why Benny did do that World Championships. I think if it would have been a World Championships anywhere else, because of the nature of the course, he probably wouldn't have done that race because it was his way too hard. It wasn't even close to what he's used to doing, or which would have left him with a chance to actually be in with a in the running. So we are coming up upon on an hour's 45 minutes. We also had what else did we have? So we basically talked about Tadej Pogacar. My whole thing has been talking about endurance training and the effects of endurance training and why don't more people focus on endurance training. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen for 2026, where I will be, because right now I am looking for work, looking for some new work. And if I do get, new work, then I'm going to it's going to make it hard for me to possibly be in Europe. So I'm thinking like, man, it'd be nice to be there for 2026 and to cover all of the races, but not quite sure of how that's going to work. But we do know that cyclocross season has started. Let me see if I can pull up any results. Uh, New tab, any results. I'm going to see if there's any cyclocross results as of yet, and if cyclocross has started. So there should be some results. We're talking. Oh, there we go. Super Prestige. We go. So we're going to have a look and see. So it's the 10th. So the first race, Super Prestige race is Sunday, and that is Ruder Vord. Um, yeah, so that's the first race. Is And then you have over ice the next weekend. So the thing about the cyclocross races is when they come fast and thick. So this is the Super Prestige, and it's a series of 8 races. If you can see, it's a series of 8 races. Can you see? That's the Super Prestige, and it's a series of 8 races. So the cyclocross racing will kick off, as you can see, Ruder Vernda, Ruder Vernda. I'm not even trying to pronounce it. And let me see if I can the calendar. So I'm pretty sure the race has started. So they have started in other countries. The first race was the International Cyclocross Bad, and so exact course is 10th. The 10th. So this Sunday the exact course. They had the exact course. Was it this Sunday? It says 10-4. 10-4. So that was last Sunday. Exact course. So that was the first cyclocross race um, in Belgium. So they should have some results for that. Elite men. So we're gonna have some. Oh, that's 2025. Show me the results. October the 4th in Mullebach. Show me the results. Oh, I didn't hit results. I hit the thing. So many elite results. Oh, so yeah, you're in Washir, and then you had Lawrence Schwack and Michael Van Toonhart. So those were your winners. So those are like the normal guys. And Joris Nieuwenhuis was fourth. Toon Vanderbush was fifth. Lars Venderhaar was sixth. Ryan Kemp was seventh. Felipe Orts was eighth. Victor Van de Boot was nine. White's Musin was 10th. That was your top 10. Yenti Michaels was just outside the top 10 in the land. So he's a youngster. He's just coming through. So you got Ron Pinner. I got to meet him when he came to Ireland. Cameron Mason, the British rider, was in 13th. That's crazy. You see Belgium. The first three are Belgium, and the fourth one is Netherlands. Belgium, then two Netherlands, then Spanish, and then three Belgian, then another Netherlands rider, and then you got one British rider at 13th place British, and then you got from 14th place down to 24th place, all Belgians. So you got Victor van der Borg, Jorgen Larsen, Walt Jensen, Sille de Brosse, Gerben Kuipers, Niels van der Put, Kay de Broeke, Arthur, that's my middle name, Van der Boer, Kenny de Moore, Big Binget Domans, and Stan Van Greken. So those are just some of the names who have started the early season. Who I don't see is, so let's see, is a women. I can't remember his name. So Inga Venderheiden, very good. Aniek van Alphen, second. So the Netherlands, so the Belgians were running in the men, but the Netherlands are running things in the women. And you had Alicia Frank, I think it's Frank. The way it's spelled, it looks like Franek, but Franek. Maybe that's what it is. Alicia Franek. She was third place. Marion Norbert Riberoli in fourth place. Denise Besma, well done to Denise Besma. A minute and 39 is a bit far behind. Julia Bowles, Larissa Hart, Jens Peters, Strain Roulette, Pock Lendenberg, Jonah Kreb, Kim Van de Stein, Ikens Seven, Sarah Simmons. So I don't see wow, I can't remember my favorite riders. So that's two riders that I'm trying to, the junior men and the junior women. So that was last week. The so the started off with, what the cup is this? Exact cross. So start off with the exact cross. So let's go back to the calendar and let's see. So we had the exact cross that was on the 4th. And then on the 5th, was any other races in Belgium? No. And on the 10th, which was the weekend, the races the Sunday just gone, so I've got to catch up on the Belgian the cyclocross. And let's see, so they didn't have any junior racing. They just had elite men and women. So sometimes when they do have the elite men and women, they do let some of the juniors in with them. So in the elite men, you had Michael Van Toonhart, Toonarts, Joran Oshaw, and Felipe Orts, pretty high up Felipe. Cameron Mason in 6th place. It's pretty good. So that is the men's results. In the women, you had Marion Norbert Riberoli, and then you had Lucinda Brand. She's a big rider. You had Inga Venderheiden, Julia Brouwers, Alicia Frenek. Looks like somebody to watch. Jens Peters, Kiona Krab, Lauren Mollengraaf, and Stray Valet, and Netta Coupin. So that's the top 10. So cyclocross season is on its way. This Sunday, what do we got coming up this Sunday? So this Sunday, today is Wednesday. It's the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So the 19th. So what's happening on the 19th? We have a Super Prestige that I just said that already. It's a Super Prestige this Sunday. So that's going to be, and then on the 18th, so there's two races, two big races this way. You have the exact cross in Essen, and then the Super Speed in the Wood, Road. Come on, and I need to stop working on my Belgian again, on my Dutch again. So we had exact cross and Super Prestige. So it's going to be a pretty exciting weekend this weekend. So if you're into cyclocross, that's something you want to check out. Uh, and then the next weekend, the exact course is going to be in the Netherlands, in Hardestren. Hardestren. So that's going to be the following weekend. The exact course in the following weekend. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to call this day. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to say or talk about cycling wise. No one's giving me any questions or thing that any riders that they're interested in. Um, the transfers, the all of the restrictions that the UCI has been putting on the riders, and yeah, some of this stuff is wild, man. Some of it is wild. Um, but we'll see how we get on. So, but I'm really looking for. I don't know if I'm gonna subscribe to TNT because man, £30 for that's crazy. So what I think I need to do is try to work on something so I can see the races. Maybe if I can find a Dutch channel I can watch the races from, so I can see the races. Or maybe I just have to wait because some people do broadcast the like the cyclocross races. You find that they do get rebroadcast on YouTube. There are some people that will rebroadcast on YouTube, but I don't want to get any more copyright strikes because I have gotten copyright strikes for trying to bring coverage of the races, and that's another thing. Like it's. I think personally, I think cycling is a sport that is dying. I honestly like, firstly with the pricing, with the way the pricing, the equipment, the bikes and stuff, and just to be able to ride, the pricing it's just it doesn't encourage bringing youngsters through. The cost of the sport doesn't encourage bringing youngsters. See that bike is about maybe 50 years old, right? And that was a really good bike. I mean, when I didn't ride this bike, but I had a bike really close to it, similar to it. I had a Mazzy, and I used to go. We used to do the business on the bike. We used, it served its purpose. It was really good, really strong. So 36 spokes, and then, man, 36 whole spokes rims, Mavic rims. Uh, yeah, steel, beautiful steel frame. This bike's carbon. I've had this bike for a long time. That bike's almost 50 years old. I've had this bike since 2013. So it's probably time to. If I do get a new bike, I'm going to go with probably something like custom steel. If I do get a new bike, I'll probably go with custom steel. And I'm not quite sure what I won't be going to disc brakes. I'm probably going to stay on rim brakes that I'm on now. I am on mechanical, but I probably will go up to electronic gears just for the efficiency of the electronic gears, not so much for it's trying to make me fast or anything, just for the hassle free of like because once these cables get weather in them, they get like if you ride in the like through maybe spring into summer, you get some moisture in them, and then you get into summer where they start to dry up, and then as it dries up in the inside, and it starts to move slower, then you have to change all the cables out, and that's a lot because you got to take up the bar tape and all of that stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to probably one day getting electronic gearing. So I don't mind that too much, but other than that, I'm not going on to disc brakes. I'm going to like I have the rims that I have on here are they're not chrome, but they have a polished finish, and that type of rim is the for braking, like with the Swiss stop and then the metal clean raw surface, like those they stop in any type of weather, like especially with the Swiss stop brake pads. Yeah, it's stopping in any type of weather. Doesn't matter whether it's hot, whether it's wet. And then these wheels here are 28 hole. So obviously, that's one of the benefits of the technology, that the equipment is better. So these rooms, as you can see, are really light. So they're really narrow and everything. So hence the reason for having 36 spokes, because you need uh, more spokes to keep the rim in place because it's a lighter material, it's less material, so to keep it going strong. But those are the same original wheels, spokes, and everything from like almost 50 years ago. I mean, they're doing well. And then it's crazy. So these wheels, I had them on for about a year and a bit, and I've done probably a way less riding than I've done on this one. But the rims, so basically, if I can find a pencil or a piece of paper, some paper. Let's get some paper. So I can show you what happened to these rims. Basically wore them out. So this is, I need something to write on the back of. Okay, so let's say this is your rim, right? This is the tire, right? You can see that? You can't see that. Can't see that. Okay, this is the rim. Maybe you need to use a marker. That's the tire, sorry. That's the bead. You see that? And this is my rim. And here. So when I got the, not very straight, is it? When I got the rim, this is what it was like, a nice straight. But because the material on that is a much higher quality, so it's a lot heavier than the rims on this bike, this material is a lot lighter and it wears faster. So what this looks like now, that's that. The rim is worn out, so the rim is actually looking like this. So it's basically, so I take that off. So basically all of that's worn away. All of that's worn away. So what happens is the wall starts off this thick on that side, that thick on that side, really strong. So now you got these really thin walls left. So I'm so glad that I'm inside now, because now I'm not going to be risking my life, because if this, what happens is as that rims, this then explodes because it's not strong enough to hold the rim together. Because like if the wall gets so thin, you got like, a little thin wall like that now, not very safe. Not very safe at all. And yeah, so that's what happens. And it just like, they wear out, the rims wear out. So that's what's happened to these rims. So I probably get a similar rim to that again. I probably get a similar rim and just stick to that. And that's probably one of the things I'm going to have to do going forward in the future as I ride more and more. It's like, you're going to have to change out the rims if you want to keep the bikes going. And that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the way things go. So there are some youngsters in the Caribbean that I reached out to. I would like to help. I think I'm gonna reach back out to Thing and see how he's doing. But it just really annoyed me just trying to help out some youngsters, and then you're trying to tell them stuff, but they know everything already. They know everything already. And when you get people like that you're trying to help, but they are not very receptive to actually trying to become the best that they can be and taking on board what you're trying to help them with, and they're getting it for free. So you got like, you know, 30 years in the game of cycling, and that you want to just pass on to them that they can have for free, and they want to be like, well, what do you know? Who are you? What have you done? And you're like, really? So I'm, I'm been to some major races. I've done some amazing things, and this is what you hit me with. You hit me with like, dude, dude. So a couple of these kids out there, you know what? You guys have got it. And I'm not the one to mince words. I'm not babysitting anybody. If you know already and you know everything, well, go do your thing. You obviously don't need me. So I'm just going to show you the trainer really quickly. The smart trainer, see if I can get it into the screen. My comfy chair. I need to get a proper chair. I need to get a I think these are my close-up glasses off. I'm going back far. So this is the trainer that I use. Can you see it? Probably not. Oh, God. There we go. So, sorry about that. So I just want to show you the trainer show. I might have to. There we go. You should be able to see it now. There we go. Can you zoom in on that, Ines? That's what's in the link. So this is what we use the. This is the Think Rider. Really quiet. Really good. Easy setup. Comes with 2 options. Oh, let me see. Oh, where are they 2? Comes with so basically right now I'm running quick release. So but it does come with the so if you can see that's what I have. So it does come with the option to, so if you disc brakes, so you can use the quick release as well as the through axle. And like I said, you see the link, they are 500 pounds, but right now they're on sale for 253. So yeah, Think Rider. These things are amazing. The noise you hear is me hitting the plastic bag underneath. But this is this is a low quality chain. Well, it's a decent chain, but it's the lowest quality KMC chain. It's the Think Rider cassette, so it's not a really good cassette. My chain ring is worn out. My chain ring is worn out as well. But I did this little trick because it's when a chain ring, when it wears out, it gets these little hooks in it. And so basically I just fouled it back around again. So, but yeah, because campy stuff is expensive, man. And I just don't got the money right now. So it works. So, but that's the Think Rider. So like you need to check it out. It's pretty dope. It's definitely gonna give a kicker some competition. I did have a kicker. But this is what I got. Like I said, this is I'm working with them, and check it out, man. Think Rider. So yeah, I'm still on cables, but at some point I hope to go wireless. That's probably the only thing. I am going to stay on the caliber brakes. So I think, and so the crazy thing is when I got these wheels for this bike, I said, yeah, I'm going to go to disc brakes. So actually, when I got these wheels, these DT Swiss, I actually got them for, disc brake compatible, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to go disc brakes. Everyone's going disc brakes. See, the wheels really dirty. But then after a while, I just say, you know what? This is who I am. I can't be bothered, so I'm staying. So I just didn't, so I've never put the disc brakes. So that meant I was going to get a different frame, but I didn't get a different frame. So I stayed with the Ridley. Ridley's been really good to me, really strong, all Campanella, and that's how we go. That's how we stay. Let's get my seat back. So, like I said, 4 a.m. You should join me at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. in the morning. We are Swifting at 4 every morning. We are Swifting at 4. If you go onto Swift, you can see. I wonder if I can pull it up on here. Let's see if I could pull it up on here. I don't think I had Swift on my thing. Well, let's see if I can. Oh, it's already opening this. I'm glad because you would have shut that down. Let me see if I can find. See if I can find. Not Swift. Is it Swift? Yeah, Swift. That's Strava. I don't have the Swift app on here. I don't have the Swift app on here. I never with this computer, so yeah. So let's see how long. I have to go to Swift Companion. So I might have to do this instead. Swift Companion. I wonder if I could drop the link in and try to drop the link in there. So I try to change my weekly mileage. The thing, it won't let me change my weekly mileage. I don't know why it won't let me do that. Events tomorrow. Let's see if I can share this. Let's shop. Try again. How do you share this, man? Must have a share link for it. It's gotta have a share link. It's got to have a share link, man. It's crazy. So how do you share it if you can't? My list, activities, routes, workouts, find, Swift to shop, forms, help, settings, equipment. I see. No, that's back to companion. Events, back to events. This is crazy. Trying to figure out how to share my ride in it's not showing me how to share the ride. You can't put a thing in there. It's just thing I was gonna drop a screenshot in there. You can't drop a screenshot in there. Or maybe I can. Let's see. Okay. Trying to get this meetup. Let's see. Let's try this. There we go. Let's see if we can do this. A drop. Let's see if we can drop it in here. Go green screen meetup. So there we are. Oh, we can't. So that's the meetup for tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's meetup, the big ring. And there it is. That's the meetup for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. If you want to come and join us. I couldn't put a share link on there. I couldn't find a share link. I'll probably find it another time when I'm not even bothering or looking and stuff. I'll probably find it. So let me get up the screen. Anyway. So that's what's up. Green screen gone. And that's what we're doing tomorrow morning. That's what's up tomorrow morning. See you at 4 a.m. This endurance riding this endurance training is, trust me, it's it's a lot harder than you think. It's a lot harder than you think. Yeah, it's a lot harder than you think. Swift trainer cog ride. Like I wonder Swift ride. Okay, let's see if I'm able to share it from on here. find the link. Login, accept all. Login. I'm just trying to find the link to see if I could put the link up for my ride tomorrow. Come on, thing. Oh, incorrect password. Anybody know my password? Oh, that's definitely the incorrect password. That might be it. Let's see. Yep. Update password. I remembered it. That's pretty amazing. So, monthly membership via Apple. Profile. Oh, events is what I want. Events. Oh, and then in profile, I probably could change my thing in here. I need to go Vodafone after this. Events. Wednesday. Well, I should be able to go to Thursday. Why? Maybe go through all of that. Let's see if it will allow me a share link. That would be dope. Oops, 2300. It doesn't. Okay, will give me tomorrow. It ran up to okay events. My feed. Unlock. Fun loop 1 gives people some ride-ons to a few people. Dang, he got 97 ride-ons. 90 now he's got 98. He's gonna have 100 ride-ons by the time he finishes. Whoa. Ooh, 128. Who's that? Sir Kilowatt. Vaughn Cadence. Is that the robot? Or maybe that's someone. Sir Kilowatt. I guess he's part of a big group. To me, it's on there. When did she ride? She did 10 miles, hour and 31 minutes. 10 miles, 100 hour and 30. She must have been climbing. Henry Holmes. Road to the Sky, 19 miles, 2 hours, 43 minutes. These guys are doing some tough rides, boy. Well, I'll be doing them, but not yet. All about giving people ride on, baby. The big ring, that is 15th. That was today. The 16th is what I want. I wonder if it would. I need to see tomorrow. It sucks. Okay, we don't want that. That's just more people. Um, distance. Says peak power 355 seconds, 351 watts. That's not impressive. 40 minutes 153, 30 minutes 164, 20 minutes 181, 15 minutes 196. And let's see if I can find. Come on, thing. Oh, just me. I can give myself a ride on. That's wild. Done that many rides already? I couldn't have done that many rides already. It's gonna be from 139. Dang. Day 33 or 60 days of discipline. That was a while ago. Okay, let's see. Favorites. Oh, that's the meetup. Man, it's not letting me click on it. Hmm. So I can't click on it, and obviously it's not showing me. Oh, definitely gonna be early to bed tonight. My profile. Let's see. Oh, that's not good. It is showing everybody that. Can you see? No, that doesn't work, does it? Doesn't work. So my DVD collection. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Trying to my because I want to change my distance, weekly distance. So you can see it's set at 19 miles for the week or something. Where's it to? I can't see it, but it's somewhere saying my weekly distance is 19. I think that's a default thing that it does, and I need to change that to. I want to change it to 200 miles. It's 321 kilometers. Um, Followers 320, following 425. All right, edit profile. Let's see what happens. Hmm. Telling social media platforms fill out the remainder of your. Huh. I know I can link my Instagram. Then I'm gonna do that afterwards. um. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, people, I appreciate you for tuning in. It's like the comments have stopped. All my people that were commenting are gone. Uh, the likes have stopped. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. I think I just might come back again tomorrow and just see what's up, see what's going on in the news in cycling. There was, I know there were a few people That's my stomach. Why is it growling? There's a few people like looking for bike people in the bike business. Like I knew that Giant was looking for somebody. Giant Cadence and Crystal Palace. And I also know that Prison Cycles was also looking for someone, but they probably filled those roles by now. Some jobs I've worked at both of those places, and I just didn't. I couldn't be bothered with going back to them. But I am trying to find work in a different sector, so I'm sending out CVs everywhere, resumes everywhere, trying to get some more work. So I would sort of like to be in the bike industry, but I want to be doing something other than being in a bike shop and fixing bikes or selling bikes. Yeah, I think at some point you have to move on from that. So at some point you have to move on for that. I did study cybersecurity over the last year, so I'm trying. That's the sector I'm trying to go into. So if I'm able to get into there, then so be it. But it's competitive, and you just got to keep sending out the CVs and sending out the resumes until something bites, until you get something. So that's where we're at right now. Uh, so it's a lot. It's pretty busy. Um, well, let me get off of this. People, peace out. Definitely been a pleasure talking to you. No one's people's tuning in and watching, but no one's commenting. No one's hitting the like button anymore. So I guess it's time to call it a day until tomorrow. I'm gonna print some more T-shirts at some point, and see if I can sell some T-shirts. If you like the T-shirts, you like the hats, the hoodies behind me that's hanging up, the white hoodie that's hanging up. So see if we can move some product. And then the Think Trader, the Think Rider Smart Trainer. Beautiful piece of machine, beautiful piece of technology. Amazing. Anyway, Ennis Louis, say what your legs meter. I'm out and I will see you tomorrow. I was about to click the most, like the most was the thing that I'm on. Thing, subset.